So my idea is, for this video, is that I'm going to explain the greater context behind some of my social media posts from Instagram and Twitter. So I'm just gonna go into the app, and I'll probably try to put a little picture here to show you which Instagram post I'm talking about. And for the tweets, I'll just read the tweets out loud. So I'll just start with Instagram first. Yeah, so behind my Instagram posts. I post every day, and sometimes multiple times a day, which is probably the reason a lot of people who know me in real life unfollow me, and I am a little butthurt, no lie. But it makes sense, I guess, because I post a lot, and it's probably I don't just post my highlights, I just post whatever I feel like posting. I just post mainly for self-expression. That's the main reason behind my posts. I just like to document how I'm feeling. Or I also have an extreme love for photos, and I love blurry photos too. So the good photos, the bad photos, I love them both. So that creates a very large backlog of photos that I plan on posting. So it's I just have a lot of photos to post because I just love them. I don't know, I just really like them, and I like sharing them. And my friend Daria, who I love, she made a video on her channel recently talking about how to post on social media without caring what other people think of you. I'm gonna link to that video, put a link to that video in my description, because a lot of her thoughts are kind of similar to mine. I think, one of the things that helps me to not care about what other people think of what I'm posting is I think back to how, when I first started Instagram, I just had 3 people following me, one person from my church, and my sister, and my roommate, my then roommate in university when I was in first year. So, by the way, I am officially approved to graduate from university, and I'm so excited to do nothing with my life. Just kidding, I don't know. I hope to be able to act, because that's what I want to do. But anyway, I'm approved for graduation. My graduation ceremony is really, really soon, coming up really soon. So that's kind of cool. So anyway, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I just think back to that time when I first started my Instagram. I didn't share my Instagram on any of my other social medias because I didn't really want people I knew to follow me, because also I was a loner, so I had no friends. And I just didn't really want the pressure of having people I know follow me, because then I was afraid that I would care too much about what they thought of what I posted. That makes sense, right? Yes, that sentence definitely makes sense. So I didn't share my Instagram on my other Facebook or whatever. I didn't really tell anyone that I got Instagram. So yeah, because I was scared that I would be too affected by seeing what other people post and not be able to do my own thing. But anyway, now I have way more than 3 followers. But I'd still try to treat my Instagram the same way as I treated it when I only had 3 followers. So basically, I try to rationalize within myself that the people who truly want to follow my Instagram are gonna keep following it no matter what, and that's that. I can't change it. And if people that don't like what I post unfollow me, that's okay, and I should try to be okay with that. It's a journey. I mean, I do feel because what I post is so personal that if people unfollow, it's like they don't like me, like personally, but it's probably not that. I just don't really adhere to the whole like posting the highlights or like posting the only grammable stuff on my Instagram, because I just like every photo and I just have a different philosophy towards posting things online. I just do things based on how I feel, and I want to document how I feel at a certain time and be able to look back on it like, oh, on January 15th, this is what I was feeling, this is what I was doing, this is what I wanted to post on that day, and it's genuinely what I genuinely wanted to post the most on that day at that specific time. That makes sense, right? Okay. So anyway, that was kind of a long thing. So that's what helps me to not care about what other people think about what I post. I just like basically imagine that I only have 3 followers still. My sister, my roommate, and a friend from church. And like, you know, that's just what I pretend. I just pretend that that's what it is. And it's like, in the end, it's for me. Like I do post like to share my life with people too, but like my main purpose, I think, is I like to document my experiences and my feelings. It's really, really diary-like, and it's my outlet. That's why I have like an addiction to social media. It's like my outlet, and it really makes me feel, I don't know, like I have this kind of like, I'm also a very nostalgic person, so I'm always like looking at what I've posted in like years ago and stuff. And like, it just really helps me to like see my own journey, if that makes sense. So yeah, it helps me. Okay, so I will go on my Instagram, and the most recent thing I posted was of Daria, and I said that she's my Woman Crush Wednesday, and it's just some filters of us. They're pretty cute. Cherry filter? Yeah. So, this is pretty like self-explanatory. Like, I commented on Daria's post, I think last week, telling her that I was going to make her my Woman Crush Wednesday on the upcoming Wednesday. And then I kind of like forgot that it was Wednesday, because like yesterday was actually Wednesday, and I saw my own commercial. I was in a Macy's commercial. I can put a link. I'm also going to put a link to my Macy's commercial in the description. I was in that commercial, so I was like really excited, because yesterday was the first time I saw it on TV. Like, I saw it on my own TV, and that was a really fun day, and I was like pretty obsessed with just that commercial. Like yesterday, the entire day yesterday, I was just thinking about my commercial the whole time. So I forgot that I was supposed to post a Woman Crush Wednesday, so then I posted it at 12:10 a.m. and I was like, whoops, it's 10 minutes late, but you know, better late than never. Yeah, Daria is great. Okay, let me see what other posts I can explain here. So this one of me holding 2 bags of popcorn. Whenever I go somewhere that sells food, I just can't help myself. I have to buy popcorn. I eat it like almost every day, and I'm not sick of it. It's my favorite food. And I was with Marwa, and we were getting presents for people who had, I was getting a present for my church friend because it was her birthday, and I ended up also getting those 2 bags of popcorn. By the way, I went home, I tested them, I taste tested them. They taste exactly the same as each other. I don't know what the difference is. One of them is flavored white cheddar. The other one is flavored butter. It's from Pop Time. They're vegan. And they taste the same. I don't know why one of them is called butter and the other one is called white cheddar. To me, they taste exactly the same. But anyway, I still enjoyed. Still love it. So that's this photo. Like, I just told Mara, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I look so aesthetic right now. I need to have this on my Instagram because I'm holding like 2 huge bags of popcorn, and that is so me. And I have already like another photo of myself holding a ginormous bag of popcorn. There's like just another photo of myself doing that thing, that same exact thing of like holding a giant bag of popcorn on my Instagram already. So it's kind of like a trend now. Like, if I can like get more pictures of myself holding popcorn, that'll be fantastic. I am just very dedicated to my favorite things. Yeah, so. And also, I really liked my outfit that day. I was wearing high-heeled shoes that matched my dress. They weren't in the photo, but I wanted kind of like a head-to-toe documentation of that outfit as well, so I also wanted the picture taken for that reason. And yeah, that's like the story behind it. Not much. I mean, we were just like buying chocolate and stuff. Like, we went to the mall because we were thinking that we could like browse around, but then the mall was actually closed and London Drugs was the only thing open, so we just went there. Okay, and another picture, let's see. Okay, this one is the view on the top of the Chief, and I went with my friend from middle school and his friends, and they're all engineers, and they kept talking about all these like mathematical. Whoops, my camera cut off because I have like no space on my memory card. As I was saying, they're all like engineers, and they're really, really into mathematical formulas and talking about their courses. They're super nerdy. I can't even deal. So that's who I was with. I wasn't like hiking the Chief by myself. Oh my gosh, I'm a wimp, so I'm definitely not courageous enough to do that. Yeah. On that day, I found out that I'm way more out of shape than I thought I was. Like, I finished so much slower than I did last year when I went and hiked the Chief. So, yeah. Okay. And for Instagram, like, sometimes I don't post things, like, on the same day that I do them. That's why I have this very, very large backlog, because I just take, like, 5,000 photos a day, basically, and so I don't want to like annoy people too much and post like a million times a day. So that's why I have a very extensive backlog of photos to post. And so I'm not always posting things as they happen. But yeah. Yeah, okay. My sister thinks that's weird. She's like, oh, but this happened so long ago and you're only posting it now. And like, to me, it's not really that weird. Like, so. Okay, let's go to Twitter and see if I have any juicy tweets for you that I can contextualize. Okay, so let me go to my profile. So my most recent tweets were just talking about Big Brother Canada Season 6 and The 100 because I love those shows. And I tweeted my Macy's commercial. Okay. So this one says, I do everything I do for my own creative expression as well as for those who genuinely love me and my work. Smiley face. So this tweet, I was thinking of it like in referral to my acting. Like, I just like acting, and I don't do it for money. Like, I do so many things that aren't for money. Like, if I think the character and the story is worthwhile, then I will do it. And if people like it, then that's great. And it's just like kind of like the cherry on top. And I don't know, I don't do it to impress anyone. Like, I do it to practice my own craft and to express my interpretation of a certain character. And yeah, it's mostly for me. That's what I was trying to say by this tweet, is that it's mostly for me. But also, of course, if it benefits like the people who are genuinely fans of me, then that makes me super happy, and like I love doing things for people as well. If it touches people, if it resonates with someone, if they think that I did well, then of course I want to know those things. I want to have that positive feedback. And yeah, like I don't really do it for any other reason. That's basically, I think, what I was trying to say. Okay, this tweet says, in other news, I slammed my knee in between my car and car door today, and that will bruise magnificently. Okay, so here's an update. I don't think it's actually bruised. Let's see. Was it this knee or this knee? Yeah, it didn't actually bruise. It was this knee. I slammed it. Like, I literally closed the door, and my knee was just, like, still there. Like, it wasn't even in the car. And that was really painful. It was painful for the whole day. Yeah. Let's see what other tweets I said. I said, you're either happy or you're in fear. So, in acting class, we learned, like, in one of my acting classes a long time ago. Am I still recording? Okay, yeah, I am. A long time ago, we learned that there are 4 emotions: joy, basically happiness, and anger, sadness, and fear. And I thought about this a little bit more because I was listening to a sermon at church. I tweeted this on a Sunday. So after the sermon, I thought about how emotions make humans all the same, because we all have the same emotions. We all experience the same emotions. We might not have the same thought processes or worldviews, but we all have the same emotions. And I thought about those 4 core emotions, and then I realized 3 of them are negative, obviously. Only joy is positive. And both anger and sadness are a result of fear. So technically, there are only 2 kind of like things. Joy is when you're not in fear, and any other negative emotion is when you are in fear. So it's either you're in fear or you're happy. So that's basically what my tweet was about. And I think lots of people live in fear. And yeah, only when you feel secure in most aspects, when you feel at peace with your life and your future and your past, that's when you're happy. Yeah, that's basically what the tweet was about. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it was kind of entertaining. Yeah, I'm gonna do another video with my friend Shireen. We're gonna like swap outfits because I've been really obsessed with Musical.ly lately, and there's this really huge person on Musical.ly named Lauren Gray, and so I watch her YouTube videos as well, and she also did this with her friend Luna. They like swapped outfits. They basically styled each other in the way that they usually dress, and I think it'll be really funny to see Shireen wearing something green because I wear green a lot, and she's very kind of like grungy, so it'll be fun to also have her dress me and do my makeup and hair, and I think that'll be a really fun video. That'll probably be the one after this, and if it's not the one after this, then, well, it will be after this eventually. So yeah,